How much are the ones?
Everything we're thinking like £50.
Hey guys, so we're straight back into the boot sale videos this week. So I got a pretty crazy pickup later on in this video, so make sure to stick around and watch till the end, because honestly, the retail value of this stuff I got is crazy for the price that I paid. So I was just walking along here and I spot these Skechers, and Skechers actually do make quite a bit of money if they're like in good condition. But you can't really see here, but they did have like some slight marks on the back and a bit of fabric like pulling up. So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna leave these. I have so many shoes already that I need to sell. And right there you can see there were these like pink Asics, and these are in quite good condition again, but I just thought I've got too many shoes. I need to list them. I need to stop buying shoes. So I've just moved on from these. And by the way, if you've clicked on this video and you don't actually know what's going on, but you've got this far, thank you for getting this far. But basically this is a series where I'm just trying to resell a bunch of different stuff that I pick up from boot sales and Vinted and put it on eBay and just try and make a profit so I can finally go on a holiday. So if you're interested in that and want to see my holiday vlog that I will eventually get to once I've made enough money, subscribe, and I'm sure that will be on the channel soon. So far I've made about £400 to £500 just in eBay profit, and I've only been doing it for a couple of months, so it's going pretty well. So make sure to subscribe if you want to see any more tips. On this store here you can see this giant Winnie the Pooh. I just thought that was quite cool. It's absolutely massive. I don't know how much they wanted. Probably wouldn't sell for much, but it's just cool. Look how big it is. Down here you can see a bunch of board games. You know I love my board games, so I just stopped to have a quick little look. This one caught my eye because it kind of looked a bit vintage. The London Game, I'd never heard of it before. There was nothing on the back, and I opened it up and the pieces are all just a bit loose, and if it's not sealed I'm always a little reluctant, or if I haven't heard of the game to know actually what pieces are needed to play it, I'm always a bit reluctant to buy it. So I'd put this one down, but you never know, it could be worth something. So here is my first buy of the day on this stall. So you see here there's this little Simba Disney teddy. Now I mentioned last week that I'm not that sure about teddies, but one thing I do know is if they have this little badge right there, you can see that means that it's probably worth a bit more than £1 or so. Basically that badge shows that it's come directly from the Disney store, which obviously Disney teddies are like £30 brand new, maybe more. So it says on the exclusive Disney store products, so that means it's either come from Disneyland or one of the actual stores somewhere, and the woman only wanted £1 for it. I thought, you know what, it's definitely worth more than £1. I know there are some quite rare ones with this little badge on, so if you spot any teddies with this badge on, definitely have a look and keep an eye out for them and pick them up if you can for cheap. But this one, I guess because it's Simba, is quite common. It only sells for around £5 to £10, but hey, only cost me £1, so worth picking up. Adds to a bit of my stock. And then she also had all these Nerf guns and a big box of bullets. I know that bullets are so expensive to buy, and I just quickly asked the price and I was interested if it was cheap enough. I thought I'd pick it up. She basically wanted £1 for the 2 guns, and then she wanted £1 for the box of bullets, which also had 2 more guns inside it. So £3 for basically 4 guns and a box of bullets. I thought, sure, let's get that. And I'll probably sell this as a big bundle for around like £15 to £20 from £3. I thought that was pretty good and worth getting, so I picked that up and put that straight in my bag. So on this next stall, I saw this guy here looking at this Skylanders stuff. Now I have bought the Disney Infinity figures before, which are kind of a similar thing. They don't resell for a massive amount, but if you can get them cheap enough, they're worth picking up. But this guy was already looking at it all, and I thought, you know what, I'm not going to waste my time. I'm going to just move on to the next stall because there's probably something just as good on the next one. So over here, this is quite a cool little pickup. Now I was a bit actually disappointed with how much this resells for. I thought it would be more. At the time I was quite happy with it, but you can see down here there is the extended edition of Lord of the Rings Return of the King sealed. I know DVDs don't resell for a massive amount now, but I thought sealed for extended Lord of the Rings, it's probably going to be like tenner at least. And she wanted £1 for this, and she also had the Fellowship, which was unsealed. But I picked them both up, so £1 each for £2. It looks like Return of the King is only, to be honest, around £5 to £10, so there is a little bit of profit there, but not nearly as much as I thought. I thought maybe it would sell for like 30 sealed, but obviously not. So I don't actually have the extended editions, and I really like these films, so I might just keep these for myself, to be honest. And obviously it's missing the 2 Towers, which is the middle film, so maybe I'll see that at a boot sale one day and I'll pick that up and have the whole collection, and then maybe I could sell it for like 20 quid. But for now I thought I'm just going to keep these for myself because they're quite cool. You can see just the random stuff you do find at boot sales. I just find it really cool to just look at some things. Like, look at this, it's like an absolute giant Bulbasaur teddy from Pokemon, and he only wanted £2. It was a little bit dirty, and it probably only sells for like 5, but I was kind of tempted just to have this for myself because look at the size of it. It's quite cool. Like, you'd be paying like £15 to £20 for that in the shop. So on this store I saw some quite cool yellow Converse. Now these look like in really good condition, to be honest. They were just a bit dirty, like the yellow was quite dirty on it, which could have been quite difficult to clean. So I thought maybe I'm not going to pick these up, as again I've got so many shoes I need to list. But he only wanted £3, which to be honest is a really fair price for these, and if I didn't already have so many shoes, I probably would have got these. So on this store is more board games. Now this is Flamme Rouge. This is a really good game if you haven't played it. I actually have this myself. Basically like the Tour de France biking game where you just race each other on your bikes. He wanted £10, which is probably as much as you're going to get for it online, to be honest, because it's already opened. I did open it up as well, and all the bits look nicely and neatly like put together, which was good, but his asking price was too much, so I put that back down. If you've watched my other videos, I've had Sealed Pandemic before, and that's only gone for around £15. You can see there he also has Settlers of Catan, which again, another great game, but he wanted £10 for them both. Great buy if you just want to buy them and play them yourself, but for reselling, not the best. Next up is some Harry Potter books. Now if you know me, I love to check if these books are first editions or not. If you don't know how to tell, I've already got a video on that, so you can check that out if you like. But one thing I didn't mention in that video is it's actually the hardback books which sell for a lot more, and all of these were like the hardback covers, so I had a quick look at them. Unfortunately, you can see there they'd all been written in on like the first page saying happy birthday or Merry Christmas, which just instantly takes all value away from them for reselling. But I did have a quick look just out of interest on to see what edition these were, and they were quite early on. They weren't first editions. They were around like maybe the 10th to 20th print, I think, which is just quite cool, but I don't think they were worth much more than £10, and because they've been written in, they were worth nothing. But hardback Philosopher's Stone, you can see there, is quite cool, but you can see it's written in, and on the side it's quite faded, which is a shame. So on this store you can see a bunch of Funko Pops. Now I've done a video on these before, they're really not worth that much, and she wanted £5 for each, which is probably as much as you're going to sell them for online, maybe £10, but I don't think there are any particularly rare ones there that I could see. But you never know, if any of you guys can see any of those that maybe would have worth more than £5, let me know in the comments, and I'll have to keep an eye out for those ones in the future. Now this store I thought was really cool. They were selling a bunch of like old video games. They had like PS1 games, PS2 games, had quite a few vintage ones, some Wii games. But I got here quite late, so I think most of the good games had already gone. You can see there someone's buying a load. But one thing that I've noticed watching this footage back that I didn't see at the time is they've got Ghostbusters on the VHS right there, which is actually really cool. You don't see that many like VHSs at the boot sale nowadays, especially like quite popular franchises like that. And I have no idea about this, but I've looked online just out of interest what this was worth, and there's some of these that are selling for like £50 to £60. Now I don't think this is the same as that. I'll put it up on screen now. In the title people keep saying rental copy on eBay, and I have no idea. I don't think this was a rental copy, but the kind of cover does look very similar. So if any of you guys know if this was actually worth anything, put it in the comments, but I don't think it was. I didn't even ask a price. So here's another pickup I did get. This woman just put down these hiking boots right here, and now I hadn't heard of this brand, but they looked absolutely brand new. Like they look like they've never been worn, and I probably will list them as brand new. I don't know what the brand is. It might be a bit of a cheap brand, but she only wanted £3. I'm sure someone will take these for 15. So I thought, you know what, brand new like this. You know me, I cannot stay away from shoes no matter how hard I try. I always end up picking up some at the boot sale. And this I thought was just quite cool. It's like a Nerf gun scooter. Look at this. That's crazy. It's literally got like 2 guns on the front of it, and it had like a motor which shot bullets out of it. I didn't pick it up because again it's quite awkward and bulky to post, but I just thought it was quite cool and I was a bit tempted with it. Okay guys, so now this is what you've all been waiting for. This is my big pickup at this boot sale. You can see I didn't really buy that much because I did actually buy this quite early on, and this cost me about £50, which pretty much emptied most of my money that I took to the boot sale. But anyway, this is literally just an example of right place at the right time. So I was just walking along here, and you can see here this woman just got out these 2 boxes, and I like Harry Potter, so I knew straight away these were Harry Potter wands. So I turn around and I just have a look and I go, oh, how much are your wands? And I think she said, I'm not sure really, I've got more Harry Potter stuff in the car and I want to kind of sell it as a bundle. So I was like, oh okay, let me look at these wands and just like have a look at what these are. So I had a quick look and I knew this is Sirius Black's wand. So these 2 wands are basically £35 brand new. Sirius's wand is quite popular, and the other wand was Fred Weasley's, which is a bit less popular, but I'm sure it would sell. So I could probably sell these for around 25, considering they're 35 brand new and they look in great condition. I'm just inspecting here, making sure these are like real. They've got all the actual printing on, I'm pretty sure they're real. And then you can see here, she just dumps this big bag of Harry Potter clothes down on the floor and goes, have a look at them. I think she said altogether it will be about £50 if you wanted it all. Obviously at the time I wasn't entirely sure how much the ones would sell for, so I was thinking £50, that's quite a lot of money. And that would be most of my money gone early on in this boot sale. But anyway, I was very interested, so I had a look in the bag, and straight away I see in here that all of these clothes pretty much have the tags on brand new, and I'm looking at the prices. Some of them are like 55 brand new, some of them are like 65, 35, and I think, wow, why is this person trying to get rid of all these clothes? So anyway, I was just having a little bit more of a look, and I was sitting there thinking, £50, do I want to spend all my money on this straight away? And these could be fake. I didn't entirely know, but looking now at what I've bought, they definitely are not fake. This is all real Harry Potter merch. So this is actually an incredible deal. Looking back now, I don't know why I thought so much about it at the time. But anyway, I'm looking through this bag, and as I'm doing it, there's a couple of people coming over and noticing that obviously this is some Harry Potter stuff. One guy to my left, you can't see, picked up the other wand and asked how much, and then the woman said, oh, this guy's looking at it. And then I saw some other people over my shoulder trying to see what's in this bag. And I just thought, wow, obviously there's a lot of people interested in this. I think I'm just gonna have to do it. So yeah, I guess a bit of the peer pressure from all the people sort of looking at it over my shoulder, and the fact that it had tags on kind of convinced me. So I thought, sure, let's buy it for £50. So I gave the guy the money and I walked away. So obviously now I've had a few days to look at this, and this is actually an incredible deal. For £50, I literally got about 4 or 5 bits of clothing from the Harry Potter Studio Tour in London, plus the Wizarding World website, and these 2 wands. So there's quite a lot of items. I think it basically works out at less than £10 an item. I think in total, like at a retail price, this is probably around £300 worth of Harry Potter merch, because obviously Harry Potter is an incredibly popular like franchise, and people will pay more money for it. And coming up to Halloween now as well, people will want the costumes and the official merch, as well as Christmas. So this actually could be potentially one of my best boot sale pickups I've ever had so far. So anyway, if you want to know exactly what's in this video, make sure to subscribe. And next week I will be going through all of this merch and explaining how much it costs and how much I've listed it for on eBay. And who knows, maybe within a week I might have sold a couple of items and made my £50 back.